All right, number 11. Mr. G bought a pie. He ate 2/4 of the pie. Choose the picture that shows how much pie is left. The shaded portion shows the amount of pizza left on the plate. So, I ate 2/4 of the pie. Okay? Now, since we have 2/4, our 2 is our what?
Numerator.
And our 4
Which is our part. The 4 is our,
denominator.
which is
the whole.
good, is our whole. Very good. Okay? Now, look at all the pictures. They all have 4 pieces, yes?
Yes.
So that is okay. We don't need to look at the denominator because we know that's already right. It has 4. But we're looking for the one that has 2 shaded. Okay, so let's look at A. Is A 2/4?
No, it's one.
Right.
Only shaded.
What about B?
No.
Yes, baby. Oh, I
Okay.
thought you were talking about C.
What about C?
No, it's one more.
It's 3 shaded, not.
Right, it's 3 shaded. What about D?
No. It's all shaded.
So our answer is
B.
B. Okay.
B or C. D.
Hey, next one, number 12. Mr. G's class 2 took, it should be took, not 2, took 3 buses on the field trip. The first bus traveled half a mile. The second bus traveled 3/4 of a mile. The third bus traveled the whole distance. Which model does not represent these distances? Not. They want to know which one is not one of these.
B.
Okay? So, first we need to go through and we need to label everything, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so look at your first one, number line. How much does that whole number line show? It just shows one whole, so this would be 1/1. Okay? B, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So our denominator on all of them would be 4. And then we just count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? What about C?
1/2.
Right, not 1/2, half. So our denominators would be 2. We got 1, 2. Okay? What about D?
3/4.
4, right. Our denominator on all of them would be 4. And then we count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So now all we have to do is match to see which ones we have and which ones we don't have. So look at A. 1 whole. Is A one that we have?
Yes, but we're looking for one that does not represent.
Right. So A would be out. B, how much is B?
1/4.
1/4. Do we have 1/4 in our list?
Maybe.
Right, maybe. What about C?
No.
Why not?
Because and we're looking for one that does not.
Right, there's half right there. What about D?
No, because
Right. It's right, but they're looking for the one that is not. So our answer is B. All right, number 13. Word problem, yes?
Yes,
What should we be using? Soak it up, read the problem. Oh, that was weak.
Read the problem.
Mr. G has 13 sheets of paper to stamp. He only has 5 stamps. Mr. G gives 7 sheets to Amy. Which is the way to determine how many sheets of paper are left? Clue in, underline the question. Find your question mark, go backwards, and come to a capital letter.
Circle important information in the question.
Circle important information in the question.
Circle important information in the question. Mr. D has
Which is the way to determine how many sheets of paper are left? Circle important information in the problem.
13 sheets.
Mr. G has 13 sheets of paper. He only has 5 stamps.
He gives 7 sheets to Amy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Gives 7 sheets to Amy. Okay. Now, let's think about this. Let's take a peek at our answers. If you take a peek at your answer, what does it say right away?
Multiply.
Do they all say multiply?
Yes.
So what are we going to do first?
Multiply.
Right. So are we going to multiply 7 times 5?
No.
Yes.
13 times
We would do 13 times 7.
Okay, so y'all say A is out?
Because it's the only 7.
So is A out?
Yeah.
Okay, A's out, okay. B, 13 by 7.
No.
Why not?
Because this is
Because it says 10 add. We're not adding.
Okay. What about C, 13 by 5?
No.
Because
Because
it
it
says
says
add
add.
to her.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're right now we're just looking at the multiply. Then we'll go to the add, okay? But if you look at C and D, they both say multiply 13 by 5, right? Now we go to the next part. If I give 7 sheets to Amy,
That's going to be subtract.
right, so C is out. My answer is D.
It was
14, another word problem. What should we be using? Soak it up, read the problem. Mr. G wanted to buy a new piece of turf for his room. Mr. G needed to know the area of the turf that he needs.
area.
How can Mr. G find the area of the turf, it should be F, not N, turf that he needs for his room? Clue in, underline the question. Find your question mark.
Question mark or a period.
Go backwards till you come to a capital letter or a.
Period.
That's a rectangle, and they have all equal sides.
Not a rectangle.
No, a square has it.
Square. Right, square. Okay. All right. Circle important information in the question. How can Mr. G find the I gotta add an area.
Times width.
Area equals.
Length times width.
Okay. Yeah.
Would we circle the other area?
We'll get there. Circle important information in the problem. Mr. G wanted to buy a new piece of turf for his room. Mr. G needed to know the area of the turf that he needs. So, if we look at our shape, do we know the length and the width?
Yes.
Yes, we have 9 and 6. So our formula would be,
9 times 6.
now, do we need to solve it?
No.
No, because if you look at your answers, it doesn't say solve. There's no equal.
It just says that.
So A, 9 plus 6.
No. We're doing time.
If we did 9 plus 6, what would we be trying to find?
15.
Perimeter. Because perimeter we add, right? Area multiply, perimeter add. What about B? 9 plus 3 plus 9 plus
How
3.
can we not do a perimeter?
Plus it is.
Why else? Say it.
Plus it is no 3.
There's no 3, right? Because if we were doing perimeter, this is 9, this is 9. If that's 6, this is 6, right? There's no 3. Okay? What about C? 9 plus 9 plus 6. Right. So our answer is D. Okay, 15. What is the standard form for 50,000 plus 6,000 plus 800 plus 9?
We can do our place value.
Say it.
Place value chart.
Place value chart. Label it. Okay. Now, looking at this, do I have any 100,000s?
No.
No. Do I need to put a 0 there?
No.
No, you don't have to. How many 10,000s do I have? 5. Do I have any thousands?
Yes.
How many?
6.
6. Do I have any hundreds?
Yes. 8.
8. Do I have any tens?
No.
0.
Do I have to put a 0 there?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes, because it's the middle of it.
Right, right. It's not at the beginning. If it's at the beginning, it's okay to put a Z. You don't have to put a 0. But here you do have to put a 0. How many ones?
9.
9. Now we know this
Is the answer.
is our number. 56,809. Our answer is...
C.
Now I want you to look at something. Remember we said, some of us said we don't have to put a 0 there? If we did not put a 0 there, look at A. That would be our number. That make sense? That would be our number if we don't put a 0 in there. So you got to make sure when it needs a 0, put it. If it doesn't need a 0,
Don't put it.
then you don't have to. Okay? Questions on that one?
No, sir.
All right.
I was looking at number 16.
Yes, let's go to 16. And you haven't seen these in a while, have you?
I still know it.
Now, the cube. How much is the cube worth? So I'm going to label them 1,000.
I said 1,000.
I'm going to label them 1,000. Okay? How much are the square ones?
100.
100. What about the long skinny ones?
10.
A 10.
10. Label them all. Okay? Now, what could I use to help me here?
Place value chart.
Place value chart.
Wait, I don't have enough room
Okay.
I got done at the same time you got done writing.
Okay. Do we have any 100,000?
No.
No. Do we have any 10,000s?
No.
No. Do we have any thousands?
Yes. We have 4.
4. So 4 goes in the
Thousand place.
thousands place. Do we have any hundreds?
Yes.
Yes, 5.
5 goes in the...
100 place.
What about tens?
Yes. 16.
6. Right.
And then a 0.
And then how many ones?
0.
0. Okay. So here is our number right here. 4,560.
Your answer is C.
Okay.
Again.
Right. Our answer is
You would have forgotten.
See again.
C.
And if you would have replaced the
Put it right here.
It's 4.
if you would have replaced this,
Because they're thousands, Keontrell. They're not 10,000s. They're thousands.
you put it in the 100,000, would it be? It's a G.
Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
What if you would have counted it wrong?
17. Word problem. What should we be using?
Scooby!
Soak it up, read the problem. Mr. G had 97 pieces of candy to give to students. He gave 44 pieces of chocolate to his class. Then he gave 22 pieces of chocolate to Ms. McDaniel's class. How much candy did Mr. G keep for himself? Clue in, underline the question. On your question mark, go backwards so you come to capital letter or period.
Bless you.
Circle important information in the question. How much candy did Mr. G keep for himself? Okay. Circle important information in the problem. Mr. G had 97 pieces of candy to give to his students. He gave 44 pieces of chocolate to his class. Then he gave 22 pieces of chocolate to Ms. McDaniel's class. Okay? Alright, so let's ask ourselves.
Do we have a total?
Do we?
Yes. 97 pieces of candy.
Yes. So if we say yes, divide or subtract.
We all know how to divide
Okay.
two digit numbers, so it's going to be subtract.
Say it again.
We know how to divide two digit numbers, so it's going to be subtract.
Right, okay. Now let's think about this. Let's think about this. We know our total is 97, yes?
Yes.
Okay, we said we're going to subtract. So how are we going to do this if we have two numbers?
Subtract.
We have 44 and 22.
Do the two biggest numbers first. So 97 minus 44.
Add all the numbers first, and then put the bigger number on. No, subtract it because he gave away.
Okay, now listen, you're all right. You're all right. There's two ways you can work this problem. There's two ways. Number one, you could do 97 minus 44, which would be 53. And then you still have 22, right?
Then you
Minus 22 gives you 31. That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it.
Kaylee say the other word?
Or you could do
44 and 22. And then 44, and then you get 22. That's plus 44 plus 62.
Yeah, you would got the answer.
And then 97 minus. Yay!
you still get.
31.
Now, do I care which one you use?
No!
No, as long as you get it right, it doesn't matter. That's why I give you different strategies. You choose the one that works for you.
But Mr. Moss, this is Mr. Moss, our math teacher, and he will give us different strategies.
So either way, we get 31. Okay, so our answer would be D. Now, like we were talking about earlier, be sure you're careful because if you had done 97 minus 44 only, look, here's the answer right here, 53. If you would have done 97 minus 22, this is the answer right here. If you would have done 44 plus 22 only, there it is. Now, this time, they didn't trick you. This is me. Because I made this. See, I know how you do your work. So what I did on all these questions, I tried to find a way and put an answer in there that might trick you. On purpose. Okay? Alright, next one, number 18. Some of you are losing focus. Number 18. Mr. G put his pizza in the oven at 3:45 p.m. He took it out 25 minutes later. At what time did Mr. G take the pizza out? Now, think about this. If I put a pizza in the oven and it's gonna cook, is time going forward or backward?
Forward.
Right, because it's taking time to cook, right? So we know we're gonna count forward. Now look at your number line. It goes 345 to 350 to 355. So what are they counting by?
5.
They're counting by 5s. So can we use the number line to help us
Yes.
find 25 minutes?
Yes.
Yes, watch. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
There's your answer.
What did I get to?
14.
So my answer is A.
Or you just could have added. If you would have subtracted, we got 14.
Right, another way,
60.
right. Yep, that's exactly right. Okay. So, questions on that one? 19. Mr. G has 63 erasers to give to 9 of his students. How many erasers does Mr. G give to 9 students? This is a short word problem, but we still need to use clue in and underline the question. Find your question mark, go backwards, so you come to capital letter or a period. How many, circle important information in the question. How many erasers does Mr. G give to 9 students? Circle important information in the problem. Mr. G has 63 erasers to give to 9 of his students. Now, first thing we should do, we should ask ourselves.
Do we have a total? Yes.
63.
So, we're going to...
Divide or subtract.
Good. Now, let's think about this. It's okay, we'll get it when it comes time. Think about this, okay? Let's say I subtract, okay? Let's say we're going to subtract. You don't have to write this part, just let me write it. Let's say I'm going to subtract 63 minus 9, right? If I do this, this would be my answer. Right?
It's not even there.
We don't even have a 10-digit number on there.
We don't even have 54 in our answer, right?
It's only the one.
But,
If we put them
but also, that means 54 would mean that each student gets 54.
No,
that's not enough.
That's too many, right?
It's too many because you only have 63 and you have 9 students to give.
That's it. Now.
So we're not subtracting, we're going to
63 divided by 9.
63 divided by 9.
Equals 7.
we count by 9s until we get to,
63.
or we can use inverse operation. We find out 9 times what is 63, and you already told me it's 7.
use the finger thing.
Right, you can. Remember how we use the fingers? You can use the same thing with division. So look, if I have my hands up, right? I make 63 with my hands. So I put this one down and I get 6 over here and 3 over here, right? So now all I have to do is count until I get to the finger that's down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
And it's C, you get it.
No, just 9.
Mr.
Alright.
G.
So our answer would be C. Number 20. Evan had 165 trees at his tree farm. 86 of the trees were pecan trees. How many trees were not pecan trees? Clue in and underline the question.
Clue in underline the question.
On your question mark, go backwards so you come to a capital letter.
Or a period.
Circle important information in the question. How many trees were not Pecan trees.
Pecan. I just said pine. Pecan.
Okay.
Oh, you want to get something? When you ask me where I live at pecan.
Okay.
Pecan.
Circle important information in the problem. Evan had 165 trees at his tree farm. 86 of the trees were pecan trees. So, let's ask ourselves.
Do we have a total?
Do we have a total?
Do we?
No.
Yes. 165.
100.
Right. So then we're going to...
Or subtract.
So we have 165 and we have 80.
No, we can't. We can't divide by 3.
We can't divide.
Right. Did we learn how to divide by 3 numbers?
No.
No. So then we're not dividing, we're going to subtract. So 165 minus 86. Draw your lines.
79.
You get
79.
Ow, ow, ow.
79. Our answer is B.
I'm not done copying.
B. B as in boy. Okay, this is the last one on this page, number 21. Somebody read 21.
Mrs. D. How many highlighters does Mrs. D buy?
Okay, so clue in, underline the question. Find your question mark, go backwards so you come to a capital letter or a...
Period.
Uh-oh, it froze on me.
No.
Not again.
There you go. Okay, circle important information in the question. How many highlighters does Mr. G buy?
He bought 3 boxes of highlights. So we do have a total.
Circle important information in the problem. Mr. G buys 3 boxes of highlighters. Each box contains 5 packages. Each package had 4 highlighters. A lot of information, yes? Okay. Now, let's think about this. How many boxes do we have?
We don't have 3.
There's 3 boxes. But do we know how much is in each box? No, we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. All we know is that there are 5 packages in each box, right? So there's 5 packages in each box. Right. Each package has
4 highlighters.
4 highlighters.
So 5 times 4.
Why 5 times 4?
Because it says each box.
So that means that one package has how many highlighters?
5. 4.
So 2 packages has how many?
8.
3 has how many?
12.
4?
16.
5?
20.
20. So 5 times 4 is?
20.
Now do we know
Yes.
how many are in each box?
Yes.
How many?
20.
20 times.
20, 20, 20.
Oh yeah, 20 times 3 is 60.
Or can I count by
2, 3, 25.
20s? Can I count by 20s?
Yes.
20, 40, 60. My answer is? Now, if you would have stopped after 5 times 4, like Kinsley said, where's your answer? A. Okay. So you have to be careful.
Or if you enjoy your food boxing.
All right, remember, on the review, number 1 through 10 was the exact same thing you had on your quiz. Okay? So we're going to go over these quickly, so be ready. How is 8,050 written in expanded form? So, place value chart. Okay. Do I have any 100,000?
No.
Do I have any 10,000?
No.
What about thousands?
Yes.
8. Do I have any hundreds?
No. So that's 0.
Do I have any tens?
5.
Do I have any ones?
No, it's 0.
Okay. So let's think about this. 8,050. 8,000. A shows 8,000, right?
Yeah.
But does it show 50?
No, it shows
No.
8,000.
So
A's out.
A's out. What about B?
Correct.
8,000 plus 50. Okay. C, 5,000 plus 80.
They said 50.
The 8 is supposed to go 8,000.
Right. D, 5,000 plus 8,000.
No. It's like the other one but backwards. It's like the first one but backwards.
Our answer is B. All right, number 2. Somebody read number 2.
Mr. G bought some pizza from the class on Friday morning. He bought 138 pizzas for the 3rd grade. He had 70 more pizzas to make sure everyone will have pizza to eat. How many pizzas were out there altogether?
Okay, so next time all together, okay? So, clue in on the question. Circle important information in the question. How many pizzas were there all together? Circle important information in the problem. Mr. G bought some pizzas for the class. On Friday morning, he bought 138 pizzas. Then he had to buy 76 more pizzas to make sure everyone had pizza to eat. Now, is there anything in there that tells us what we're going to do?
All together and buy.
Buy means add.
All together and bought more, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to add. So, well, let's do it this way.
138.
Do we have a total?
Yes.
No.
No, we don't, because he bought more.
No, right.
Pizza.
Did we know there is no total because we bought more,
And then he had 76
right?
more.
So no. So if we say no, we're going to
Multiply or add.
multiply or add. Now think about this. Did we learn how to multiply 3-digit numbers?
No.
So we're going to add 138 plus,
76.
add it.
I added this.
What'd you get?
214.
So our answer is A. Okay, number 3. Which set shows 2/3 of the ball shaded? Now 2/3, what is our denominator? 3. 3 is the whole. So do we have 3 whole circles on all of these?
Yes.
Yes. Now 2 should be shaded. So A, is that 2/3?
No.
B,
Yes.
C,
No.
D.
No.
Our answer is
B.
get 10.
All right, number 4. Mr. G put his desk in rows of 6. There were 4 desks in each row. How many total desks were there in the class? Now, this is a small word problem, okay? But I'm just going to go through and work it real quick. I'm going to do Scooby, but I'm just going to do it quick, so pay attention. Okay? Now, do we know how many total desks there are?
No.
So do we have a total?
No.
No. If we have no total, what do we do? Okay? So we have 6 and we have 4. Now think about this. We're your 3rd graders. Are we going to have a problem that's as easy as 6 plus 4?
No.
No. So we're probably going to multiply. So plus, think of it this way. If I have 6 rows and there's 4 desks in each row, right? I need 6 of these because there's 6 rows, right? What am I making here? If I'm making an array, usually what operation am I doing? Multiplication. So 6 times 4 is what? D, 24. Alright, number 5. Mr. G bought 10 pens. There were 4 green pens and the rest were purple. Which model is shaded to represent the fractions of the pens that are purple? Yes, word problem. Yes, Scooby. I'm going to do it really quick. Follow along.
Stop yawning.
Okay, now looking at this right away, we know that we're going to have a fraction here, yes?
Yes, sir.
We have these fraction bars here, so we're going to have a fraction. Now, if we have 10 pens, what's going to be our denominator?
10.
That means that we have to have how many blocks?
10.
10. If it does not have 10 blocks, then it cannot be the answer. So look at A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You didn't even have
Our answer is D. Now, if you wanted to make sure, couldn't we count how many pens were purple?
Yes.
How many pens are purple?
6.
6. No, 4 is good. 6.
6, because 4 of them were green.
4 of them is green.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 6 tenths. And 6. A field goal in football is worth 3 points. So 1 field goal will give a team 3 points. 2 field goal will give a team 6 points, and so on. Which table pairs the number of field goals with the number of points? So we know this is another word problem. I'm just going to do Scooby really quick.
Bye, Titan. Bye, hi.
Okay. Now, we know that 1 field goal is worth how much? 3. 2 is?
6.
3 is?
9.
Do we see a pattern?
Yes.
3.
What's the pattern?
3.
Times 3.
Right.
That's our rule.
So we have to find out how to get from 1 to 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is, and 3 times 3 is. So our rule is times 3. So let's look at A. 1 times 3 is 3. Yes. 2 times 3 is 9. B. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 5. C. 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times 3 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. So this is a D. 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times 3 is 9. Our answer is C. Okay, 7. 7. Caleb drew this shape. What is the perimeter of this shape? Perimeter. At all sides. Okay? Now, listen. Some of you can put all these numbers together and add them. And that's good. And that's okay. But some of you missed it because you tried to do it that way. Break it apart. Here's how I would do it. I would do these two numbers first.
12 plus 22. That is.
I would get 21. Next, these two numbers, I know that in my head, right? 6. Now, can I do 6 plus 5 in my head? What is it? So now I can do 11 plus 21.
32.
My answer is 8. 32.
It's kind of.
Number 8. Jennifer's dad puts his loose change in a jar at the end of the day. At the end of the week, Jennifer decides to count her dad's loose change. How much is in the jar this week? All right, well, we see the top row are quarters, right? You know that 4 quarters makes a dollar. And if we have a quarter left, that is $1.25. Next row. I know these are 5 and I know these are 10, yes? So I'm going to use my eyelashes. 5, 5, 5, 5, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10. Remember, each eyelash is worth how much? 5. So now let's count them. 5, 10,
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
So this is 45 cents. Now pennies, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So it's going to be
9 cents.
Do we have to put a 0 before the number?
You tell me.
Yes.
Right. Good.
It can't just be 1.9.
9 would mean it's 90 cents.
Did you know pennies are gold?
Okay? Now, all we have to do is add those, right? So what's 5 plus 5? 10. Plus 9?
19.
One place goes down, the next one goes same store.
That's 6. That's
4 plus 2?
6
Plus 1?
4 is 7. That's $1.79.
It's because it has the decimal. That's why I didn't
I
split it.
split it at you.
You still can. It's just I didn't do it because there's a decimal there.
I split, but it looked like it wouldn't make sense.
Is this where you
Okay.
put the answer in?
No, you just circle it. You can do it there, it's fine. So our answer is going to be
C.
C.
$1.
One is flashing.
Yeah. Number 9. The town of Kinshaw has a total of 2,164 people. The town of Harper has 2,321 people. Which statement is true? Now, I want you to notice something. You will notice that these signs are on each of the problems, yes? How do we know how to say them?
If one's great.
One's greater.
Greater.
One's greater than, one's less than, right? But how do we know how to say it? The smaller number gets, the bigger number gets. So look at A. 2,321 is less than 2,164. Okay? B. 2,164 is less than 2,321. Okay? Equal.
No.
Yeah, but they both have a 2 at the
But we
beginning.
already did that one.
The mid number is not
That's the same number as B.
Right. If you have the same numbers, then you go to the next place. If those are the same, you go to the next place. If those are the same, you go to the next place. D. 2,164 is greater
No.
than 2,321.
Same one as B, but it's flipped.
Good. B is the answer.
Number 10? This is you.
10.
How did you using 10? It just said 10, 10, 10, 10.
Now, here we have our place value disk. Okay, place value disk. We have 10,000s and we have 110, yes? So let's count our 10,000s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how much is that?
7,000.
70,000. Okay? And what's our last disk?
10.
10. So 70,000,
And 10.
10. Is that right?
No, you have to have 0 and 1.
You have to add the 0. You have to add a 0 in front of the 10.
Because there's no hundreds.
Say it again, Amy.
There's no hundreds.
There's no hundreds, right? So you just put a 0.
Yeah, if you
Or
would
no
have had
hundreds
the
after
number,
Right.
if you would have had number with a
Okay.
0 at the second
You
number,
could have done a
you
place
would have
value
got
chart
8.
too.
Yep.
If you didn't do that, you would have got C.
Right.
You could have done a place value chart.
So, right, you could have done a place value chart. Now, on this one, our answer is what?
D.
D.